last day match, but instead it's turned into a night match. As Nadal and Gulbis will battle for the right to meet Roger Federer in the quarterfinals tomorrow. I'm Sam Gore. Robbie Koenig sliding in to join me here for this first set. Picture-perfect night.
Yeah, it's one of those oxymorons when you say good evening, everybody. Welcome to the day session.
Yeah, good one.
Nadal and Gulbis will do battle to round out this section of the draw. He's been able to play Nadal close on a couple of occasions.
Do you factor in a head-to-head in this situation, Robbie? I mean, you've got Gulbis coming in here. He's won 13 matches in a row.
Yep.
Nadal's hardly played at all this year.
Yep.
Does that head-to-head still impact this match, you think?
It does. I think you've got to take all the criteria, put them into the melting pot, and then decide what percentage they are in figuring out who might win or lose and how much weight they carry.
Rafael Nadal, 26 now. And Nadal 13-1 this year, and all those events have happened recently. In fact, Nadal has played 14 matches in 19 days.
And that single loss, of course, was on a clay court, believe it or not. But lost to Horacio Zeballos, which came a little out of left field. But what a nice footnote for Horacio to have a win in a final on a clay court against Nadal. Only two other players have been able to do that in the history of the sport.
Emirates ATP ranking is at number 5, but it's just a number. Most people don't think of Nadal as the 5th best player in the world. Here, he is the champion 2 times, in 2007 and 2009. Last year, he got crushed by Federer in the semis on a windy, cool evening, and hoping to get back to Roger Federer in the quarterfinals tomorrow night. But tonight he's going to be playing the talk of the tour. As Ernests Gulbis is on a 13-match win streak. Won the title in Delray Beach the week before this tournament. He qualified for that event. He qualified for this event. He just keeps on winning, Robbie.
Nice habit to get into, isn't it? And he's just 24 years of age, is Ernie. He's been around for a while. Had his ups and downs, of course. He's beaten some great players. He's beaten Federer. Let's not forget that. That's a nice little footnote as well to have. He's been as high as number 21 in the world, on the cusp of breaking into the top 20 in February of 2011. Currently ranked number 67. But he says that don't pay too much attention to my ranking. I believe that I can beat Nadal. And that's important. You've got to have that belief.
He's come through some really tough matches in this 13-match win streak. He was down love 4 in the 3rd set against Sam Querrey in Delray Beach. He squeaked a win out against Tommy Haas, 7-6 in the 3rd in that same tournament. Here in Indian Wells, this is his best result.
Yeah, and I was just reading an article recently, actually, Sam, about how even the best players in just about any sport need a little bit of luck. And when you go on like a career best streak, you need a little bit of luck. And he's had some of that, and you've got to make the most of it. You know, he's got a chance to play Nadal here after Nadal is still trying to find his feet on a hard court. And even though the head-to-head suggests Nadal should win this one,
2 minutes.
I guess the chances are better now that Nadal is still a little green as far as hard court tennis is concerned. So, and on the flip side of that, he's played a lot of matches and is feeling very confident on this particular surface. So things stack up pretty nicely for Gulbis. If you're a Gulbis fan and you're looking for excuses as to why, or reasons as to why he might win this match this evening. He's also one of those players who loves the big stage. A lot of players become intimidated by it. He's exactly the opposite. He relishes it. In fact, he doesn't like playing out on court number 3. He wants to be front and center. He's got his wish this evening. And one of the loudest cheers we've had all week was when Nadal came out on court.
Now, there was a big crowd here that was very disappointed a couple of days ago when they were told that Leonardo Meyer had pulled out with a back injury. Nadal said he was ready to go. He had already been taped when they came in and told him.
And of course, he was on the physio table when we had the earth tremor hit.
Right.
That was right before that match, 5.1 on the Richter scale.
Said it really shook him up.
Literally.
Been waiting all day to use that. Nadal's made the semis or better the past 7 years here. So he's got that streak on the line at this tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fourth-round match played the best of
There's a very good relationship with tournament owner Larry Ellison.
He's actually played some tennis with him.
He did. Yes,
so whose idea do you think it was to wear that? Husband or wife?
it's definitely the wife's idea. Isn't it always the wife's idea to come dressed up?
So she convinced him? What you're
I
going
think
with?
so. What about you and Julie? Does Julie get you dressed up for some of those basketball games or baseball games that you have to go to?
Not quite that fanatically, but
Okay.
she definitely. There's Larry Ellison and Nadal saying that really they've become good friends. They share a love for the water, and they don't just talk about tennis when they're together. Nadal struck up quite a friendship with Larry Ellison, who owns this event. Well, this day match has turned into a night match. Rafael Nadal and Ernests Gulbis will square off here in the fourth round for the right to meet Roger Federer in the quarterfinals of the BNP Paribas Open. The storyline here is Nadal really hasn't played much at all on hard courts, and Gulbis has won 13 straight matches.
Ready for play. First set's Ernests
Nadal did beat Ryan Harrison in his opening match, 7-6, 6-2, but the quality of opponent for Gulbis, Lopez, Tipsarevic, and Seppi, one top 10 and one top 20 opponent to get to Nadal. Oh.
15.
Gulbis always had great potential, and he said he got to a point last year where he looked at the top 100 in the Emirates ATP rankings, and he said, who are some of these guys? If this guy can be top 100, I should be in the top 100. That was at the end of last year. He did not go down to Australia, decided to train with his new coach.
49.
And it's paid off. He's come out back to the tour and undefeated, 13-0. He's made the biggest jump in the rankings of any player on tour this year. It's gone up 72 spots.
First game.
I think a lot might have to do with his coach as well, who I have a lot of respect for. Gunter Bresnik has been around for a long, long time. He's been with He's just in the back there with the hat on. He's not front and centre. There's Günther. Of course, he's been with Stefan Kubek, was with Boris Becker in the early days. And is very well respected as a tennis coach. In fact, studied medicine early on, did Günther, so he's a smart individual.
Rafael Nadal to serve.
I certainly can't argue with the success they've had here early. Nadal admitting he's not practicing a lot these days, trying to conserve those knees before the clay court season.
Read that one nicely.
Gulbis fears no one. Nadal said he likes the spin that Nadal hits. Doesn't like playing guys that hit it flat. Why would that be, you think?
Well, at 6'3", almost 6'4". Nadal's forehand cross court doesn't hurt Gulbis like it does a lot of other players. He's comfortable taking the backhand, shoulder height. Backhand, of course, is his strongest shot, so Nadal's best shot to his best shot. Feels like he can live with Nadal there.
It's good serving from Rafa.
1 game on.
4 of 5 first serves in. And we've split the first 2 games here. Gulbis at 19, made the quarterfinals of the French Open. Also beat Roger Federer in 2010, en route to the semis of Rome. Won a title in LA in 2011 and beat Burdick at Wimbledon. But he hasn't maintained consistency throughout a season to get into the top 20. He had a strange comment in Delray Beach. He said, "This is the first year I've really wanted to do this." He said, "I really didn't like tennis before." I mean, he's a loose cannon. His press conferences are well attended and often quoted. He says some funny things. There's that new forehand he's been sporting.
15.
Yeah, the left hand is very high and straight. A lot of people pivot with the left hand. They actually grab the racket by the throat and push the racket back, and that helps with the rotation of the left shoulder.
Call it the traffic cop stop forehand. Because it looks like he's holding his hand up saying, "Stop!"
Gotta patent that.
30-15. 40-50.
Always helps to have a weapon like that when you're taking on the very best players in the world. To get 3 points on serve, it just makes the job so much more doable. Still no guarantee.
That was ambitious. That's sort of the type of shot he's eliminated from his game. He hasn't gone as wild as he used to. He's managed his game much more efficiently under his coach's observation and instruction. Gulbis holds. 1-2 in the opening set. Winner moves on to the last 8 here at the BNP Paribas Open.
All right, tennis fans, it's time to text to win. Brought to you tonight by our friends at Fila. Text the word tennis right now on your cell phones to 55333, and you can be one of 20 random fans to take home a cool.
Well, let's take a closer look at the Gulbis forehand. You can see that left hand. He leaves the racket quite early. A lot of players will keep their left hand on the racket, throw it much longer as they take it back. Have a watch at Nadal, for example. Have a watch at Federer next time they hit their forehands. And see the difference. In fact, we'll try and get a split screen going just now. Have a look at Nadal's forehand and compare it to Gulbis's. I have to put in a very nice word there to my director and producer.
Ernests Gulbis taking on Rafael Nadal. Nadal not getting up until time's called. Gulbis was already halfway to the back court. No breaks through 3 games. Nadal hasn't played since Saturday night. And obviously it is Wednesday evening now, so it's quite a layoff. But again, with the condition of his body, some people were theorizing maybe that's not that bad a problem. Have some extra time off, not stress the knees. Even since not playing since Saturday, Nadal is still playing his 14th match in 19 days. That's a lot of tennis. Nadal had Gulbis on a string and then let go of the point.
15.
Oh, that's wonderful anticipation. That's so key. He still had plenty of work to do though once he got to the ball.
5 winners for Gulbis, none for Nadal so far. Good hold from Nadal. Finally got some firepower. Hit a couple of winners. He hadn't had any winners coming into that game. 2-all.
An incredible drop shot, but Gulbis is not quite convinced that Nadal got there. He's given Ali Neely a long, hard, cold stare. Look at this one.
Let's see.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, he got it.
There's a lot going on there, so it's tough to see.
Haven't had a break point yet. Nadal searching for the first.
I like the body language as well right there from Gulbis. Just a come on to let Nadal know that he's got the better of him again on a big points. 30-all. I'm here to compete. I'm not afraid of you. It's the message he's trying to send.
resistance now from Nadal.
Nice footwork to get up the court quickly.
Advantage Gulbis.
So key when you play against Nadal. It's something that Novak Djokovic does so well every time he takes on Rafa.
Resnick's facial expression has not changed every time we've seen him. Well done. Gulbis holds. The drop shot can be effective against Nadal. And it is a game point. 2-3 first set.
Insurance was born online, built to save you money on car insurance. See how much time, hassle, and money you can save today at insurance.com. Tennis fans come together with Emirates, the official airline of the BNP Paribas Open. Enjoy our award-winning service non-stop daily to Dubai and on to more than 125 destinations worldwide. Tomorrow brings us all closer to the game we love. Fly Emirates. Hello tomorrow.
Well, of course, we're going to have a quick look at these guys' forehands. Have a look when they take the racket back. Nadal's right hand is on it for a long time as he rotates, whereas Gulbis lets go much earlier. So
Stop.
Exactly. And Nadal gets much better rotation with the upper body. More natural power, whereas Gulbis is just such a big guy. Even though his technique isn't watertight, he's still able to generate pace, but certainly it's not as efficient as Nadal's forehand, and it will still give him a few problems under pressure. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the match unfolds.
Nadal's now come in 6 times. Maybe an effort to keep points shorter. He's only won one of the points, though. Still not his comfort zone. Good return. First point, Nadal's lost on his second serve.
30-15.
Gulbis used every inch of the baseline to win it.
was nice and still. And piling on the winners is Ernie Gulbis. 3 times as many winners as what Nadal's had.
He's forcing the action, good or bad, because he's got 3 times as many unforced errors, too. Serve from Nadal. Gulbis looked at it for a while, but correctly decides not to challenge, and we've split the first 6 games. No break points. Both men taking care of their serves very effectively. Gulbis has only lost 5 points on serve, Nadal just 4. Yeah, you mentioned Nadal being on the massage table the other day for the earthquake here. Gulbis said that wasn't a real earthquake. And asked him what he meant, and he said that his dad told him that one time he was hunting in Siberia, sitting in the sauna, earthquake hit, and the whole sauna collapsed. He had to kick the door out to go out in the middle of nowhere in Siberia. And he said that was a tough one. Still don't know if he's serious or not.
But that was his dad's experience, not his, right? So that doesn't count, does it?
Yeah.
14.
It's got to be your experience, surely. If you want to be one-upping something.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Ernie that one.
Game Gulbis. New ball.
Gulbis continues to stay in front of Nadal.
Gulbis leads 4-6.
Never before have we had so many superstars. Never have the battles been so hard and champions so great. The greatest players in tennis has ever seen are rewriting the record books every week. Don't miss a moment with ATPWorldTour.com. For sport making history and a whole world of stars, follow the ATP World Tour. Beat this.
like that pattern of play. Especially that he knows that Nadal likes to hit that slider up the middle for the second serve more often than not. And he waited for it. Of course, there's new balls as well, so that's going to be nice for him to attack Nadal. It's going to come through a little quicker.
Good serve jumped up on Gulbis.
And I think we'll see Nadal use that serve a lot. Sensible serve. Going to the forehand or the forehand body on that occasion of Gulbis. He knows that's his weaker side. He'll be looking to exploit it as much as possible.
Not allowed to separate these two yet. And Nadal wants to keep it that way. No break points. 15-30 here. Gulbis is going to go to the Emirates Line Challenge to see if his shot was out. It felt good. And this is a big point. And it was out.
30 all.
Still a big chance here for Gulbis, though, to see break point. 30 all. Ten winners, 10 unforced errors from Gulbis. That is pinpoint accurate.
All due to the fact that he sets up for the shot so beautifully, so precisely. Everything about Nadal is precise. The rackets must be in the right place. Also, his racket company sporting a slightly new logo this year, with the two lines not going all the way across the racket now. You've got one half line and one quarter line, it looks like. Nice recognition there from Gulbis. Straight away he knew the serve was going to bring a defensive return. Jumped all over that.
Only the second time he's been in.
First serve.
Yeah, that backing up the line becomes so effective,
40.
Sam, because he's drilled a couple cross court already and hurt Nadal. So Nadal is protecting that shot a little bit.
Game goal.
Good. And Gulbis game away from the set, but he's got to do what no one's done so far, break serve.
Gulbis leads.
Rafael just making sure that he's got the right weapon of choice. Or in fact, he wants one restrung by the sounds of things.
Time.
Bogger, can you take this racket? Give it to the guy in the white shirt sitting in the corner. In the corner, the white shirt.
So Nadal serving to stay in this opening set. 4-5. Always important that you stick with the girl that you brought to the dance. That's what Nadal's doing on that first point on the due side. Loves that slider up the middle. It's an old faithful. It's a pattern of play that's proved so fruitful over the years for him. That one just had too much fade on it. I'm looking pretty much right down that line.
What'd you think?
I thought it just faded it too much. There you go. It's just missed the fairways and the semi-rough now. Never good. Loves his golf, does Rafa.
Right-handed golfer.
As Rafa loves his golf, Sergio Garcia loves his tennis.
There's always seemed to be a correlation between golfers and tennis players. Long history of them each liking the other sport.
Very good defensive backhand. One step, big lunge. Managed to keep himself on balance. Good core strength needed there by Gulbis. Dig himself out of trouble in that rally.
Gulbis is 2 points from the set. A little adversity facing Nadal here. Some pressure. it will be set point Gulbis.
30.
Nadal over-topping. Matches in a row, winning comes easy, and when you've hardly played at all, it is quite a challenge. The first tense moment of the set, and it goes to Gulbis. Ernie Gulbis wins the first set, 6-4.
Wow. Good effort from Ernests Gulbis. Just a few too many unforced errors for Rafa. Uncharacteristically so, especially when the chips were down there in that 10th game. Gulbis served pretty well, kept the unforced errors relatively low. And if you look at the unforced errors to winners ratio, very good for Gulbis. Not always easy to win as against Nadal because of how well he moves. The big thing for Gulbis was he was able to hold serve pretty comfortably. No break points given up. Made the most of the opportunity. Was able to get the break when it really mattered. Put Nadal under enough pressure, put enough balls back in play. And Nadal's certainly not himself at the moment. Plenty of work. If you're joining us for the first time this evening, yes, there's no mistake there on the scoreboard. Ernests Gulbis has snatched the first set away from Rafael Nadal. He's been playing some good ball of late on a 13-match winning streak, all on this particular surface. He's feeling very confident, and he's a confident individual. Next 5 minutes will be crucial. Ashley Fisher.
Yeah, and that's where Nadal needs to direct the traffic. It's difficult because it goes away from his natural tendencies, particularly with the forehand. But like I overheard you guys saying, Robbie, that Gulbis actually likes stepping in and hitting his backhand after Nadal forehand. Rafa's got to get the ball high to the Gulbis forehand. That shot will break down.
15.
Guys, and he lost 1 point when that first serve has gone in. There's Ernests Gulbis.
He's moving the court around well, but Gulbis just dropped that ball too short. You do that at your own peril against Rafa Nadal.
After not facing a single break point in the opening set, immediately finds himself down break point here. Nadal's got 2 of them. Dropping the hammer at 123 miles an hour.
30 feet.
Nice. And 6'3" and some change. Hit that one relatively flat. Good wrist action, good pronation with the wrist. Generates additional power.
Well, no sense of panic, and that's what happens when you're on a win streak, when you have confidence. All of a sudden, this half, or more than a half, there's a real opportunity to break, but Gulbis, he wasn't feeling like that. He's just saying to himself, a couple of good first serves, and I'm out of this, just like I've been doing for the last 2.5 weeks.
You said it, Ash. That forehand will break down. Just trying to get him to play enough of them. And he's missed a few already in this game. Crazy shot.
First game,
A real millionaire shot. Gulbis pays the price. Did well to get back to deuce initially. Nadal's defensive skills get him out of trouble, and they also get him a break. He responds to the loss of that opening set in the best possible manner, Ash.
Yeah, you could sort of feel that coming. You expected some sort of lift in Nadal's game. He's no easy guy to pull right.
From the Latvian.
Yeah, Rafa doesn't get that ball deep enough, and then he gets caught with a backhand volley. He was looking for a forehand volley. Still hit a pretty good drop shot. Gulbis showing that he's got some soft hands to go with the firepower that we've enjoyed watching tonight.
much intelligent tennis from Gulbis. I mean, he's opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't he? Sometimes he plays the most outrageous shots, but this little bunt here was so well thought out.
Yeah, really good defense. Even the shot before that, just to get himself back on the point. But Nadal, he's not volleying as well as I've seen him in the past. Usually he'll put those backhand volleys away. He'll close and just angle the ball into the open court. And he's actually gotten more aggressive as far as hitting his forehand. He's looking to really dictate. It's just unfortunate for Rafael that he hasn't been able to finish the points off at the net.
30.
This has been pretty assertive 4 points to consolidate a break. He didn't hit a backhand. He was looking to push Gulbis around. He's the biggest weapon on the court. Forehand, and he used it really well in that game.
And of course, Nadal, one of 3 Spaniards to rank world number 1. Emirates ATP rankings factoid.
Yeah.
He's saying that he feels like the linesman should be closer to the line. He can't see the line if he gets right on it because he'll be directly behind Rafa.
Beautiful disguise. I thought for sure he was going to go with the backhand drop shot up the line.
15.
He steps in. Rafa has to respect Gulbis' offensive capabilities. And Rafa thought the same thing, but he was looking for the down the line top shot.
15.
It's Francisco Roy, who does a little bit of coaching when Uncle Tony wants some weeks off, particularly at this event. Roy really loves coming to this one. He's a good golfer. Roy and Uncle Tony
30.
historically have split up these 2 events. Roy coming here and Uncle Tony going to Miami. And that's a good friend of Rafa Nadal. Mark Lopez, the number 3 ranked doubles player in the world. Of course, he's won this event twice with Rafa.
He's got the Tom Selleck eyebrows going there. Here's Mark Lopez.
Gulbis not doing much wrong. He's handling the heavy, deep spin. He actually clocks this backhand, but Rafa returned it with interest, and all Ernests could do was applaud.
Very nicely done. Cool and calm.
14-30.
Could have easily panicked there, given what happened on the previous point. from Gulbis.
Nadal needs 2 hits.
Important to stay within touching distance. He's down just the 1 break here in set number 2. It's Nadal who leads 2-1. First set belongs to Ernie G.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we break out the kiss cam? If we catch on the video wall, you have to kiss the person right next to you. You gotta kiss the person next to you, even if you don't know them. It's something I gotta give out later.
Nice. It's got to be a sister, right? That's us. No, it's not us. Yes, it's us.
Didn't really commit to that kiss. That's disappointing.
It's all about commitment, isn't it?
Tie.
There you go. It's always popular, kiss cam. Gets a good reaction from the crowd as well.
Law 15.
That's a shot Nadal has to hit, but he's not committing to it. He's not swinging through quite as much as he does. He does that better than anybody in the world, but he's laying off a little bit on the revolutions, and that's why the ball isn't dropping in. It flies here in the thinner air.
Gives you an idea of the trajectory of the ball for both players. Nadal using a little bit more spin. Gulbis prepared to flatten out a little bit more, especially off that backhand side. But you can see how hard and how much movement there is on the ball through the air. So much spin, especially from Nadal. Shot. He's absolutely vaporized that forehand.
30.
Boom, that one came straight out of the middle. Third return winner. Raise your bet, son. 102 miles an hour. That's bigger than a serve. Nadal.
Yeah, Nadal's got to start out these points going hard, heavy, deep to the Gulbis forehand, not the backhand. The reason Gulbis is having success in this match is because he likes that shot. He's just getting way too many backhands. It's his favourite shot.
It's got a break point.
Rafa got into a lead in this set by breaking down the Gulbis forehand a little bit, but he's gone back to the same cross-court patterns.
Already 5 unforced errors in this set for Gulbis. There were only 4 in the entire first set. There you go. There's a ticket to the party again. If I'm his coach, I want to see him go there all day long, don't you?
Yeah. Would only give Gulbis backhands if I had to. If I was defending. Mike Novotny used to work for the tour. Now he's been poached away by the Gulbis camp.
It's a Nadal challenge for the call. Right service. Ball's called.
Oh, what a call. It's got to be the glasses. X-ray vision.
And Gulbis wasn't convinced. We've seen his success with challenges and line calls in the last couple of weeks. Well, lack of, I should say.
For the first time, Nadal just
Decelerated. You never see it.
getting enough brush up the back of the ball, almost coming over the top of it. The crowd is stunned. Never seen Nadal make so many poor errors on big points. We saw it at the tail end of the first set. Now we've seen it here in the crucial fourth game. Trying to extend his lead, was unable to do so. He's aware of Nadal's athleticism. In the back of his mind, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing wrong with the choice of shot. It was there for the taking.
got a piece of the line.
30-15.
Yep.
That's how comfortable Gulbis is. Even though it was a lucky shot, the ball was so high on his backhand, but he's still able to get a good swing on the ball.
Third ace of the match for Gulbis. He's had a couple of important ones, that's for sure.
Game Gulbis.
And also the nose too to get him back out in front with authority. Gulbis leads by a set and 3-2 against the former world number 1.
Gulbis has been on a nice 13-match win streak. One of the things he does well is he has a better backhand. He likes absorbing spin and pace. And as this graphic shows, Rafa's just giving Gulbis way too many backhands. It's playing into Gulbis' strength. It's difficult for Rafa to acknowledge that, to change his patterns, because they've worked so well for him throughout his career. But that's when you got to look up at the scoreboard and say, hey, what I'm doing isn't working, time to make an adjustment.
Yeah, just fine-tune the tactic a little bit. That's where this game is so much about matchups. This has always proved to be a tricky one for Nadal, even though he's come out on top on the 4 previous occasions in which they've played.
With that serve, probably for me as well, it's 79 miles an hour, so it's not going to be a good second serve. In fact, it's going to be a very weak second serve. It's not like there was any upside, like he missed it because he was getting too aggressive, trying like a Goran Ivanisevic ace second serve. It's either an average to poor second serve or a double fault. That's a lose-lose in my book.
Done. Big roll for Rafa.
A good touch from Nadal, again, recognising where Gulbis was in the court. But Gulbis wants to hit backhand returns. You can see how far he moved to his right to turn that serve into a backhand. It's not only this matchup, but if Rafa's going to beat Djokovic on hard courts, he also needs to change his patterns a little bit. Get the ball high, deep to the Djokovic forehand instead of his backhand. So
It's a Gulbis challenge to the call.
About recognising when your patterns don't work against certain players, and Gulbis is one of them. At least tonight. Having said that, Rafa's 4-0.
40-15.
I just saw all your
40-30.
Twitter interactions light up there as soon as you said that Gulbis has got a good record against Nadal. So those Nadal fans would have been quick to point that out, as they always are. But rightly so, qualifying it specifically to this evening's contest.
It's a Nadal challenge in the call. Left service. Boss call.
Similar sort of deal with Andy Murray and what he had to go through when people would say, you're not being aggressive enough with your forehand. And he would be saying, well, it's gotten me to 2 in the world. It's hard to acknowledge that I'm not doing everything I can, but he finally sort of bought into that. It took 4 Grand Slam finals and Ivana Lendl at a time, but he's definitely being more aggressive with his forehand, and as a result, we're seeing some better results.
Yeah, and that stubbornness is sometimes a good thing. It's what often gets you right near the top of the pile. That same sort of stubbornness can also hinder you at crucial moments. It's about finding the balance, and you get the feeling that Murray has found the balance. So honours even after 6 games here in set number 2. Forehand just proving a little troublesome for Gulbis. Unforced error. Getting on his case for kicking that board out, but he won't mind that at all. There we go. After he gets the boot, this is his reaction. Nadal, so good when he needs to produce, and that's exactly what he's done again here in the 7th game. He breaks right back. 4-3. doubt about that. You can be absolutely certain. So we established the lead here in set number 2. Gulbis is proving a handful. Nadal certainly hasn't played his best tennis this evening so far, but there's no one better at finding a way to win when he isn't playing his very best tennis. They're coming to grips with the hard courts in North America. Nadal out-juking Gulbis.
Well, Gulbis is incredibly athletic for how big and tall he is. He really covers the court well. And he's competing so well, but that's the difference this year. Fighting for every single point. He's got perhaps a little bit fatigued there at the end, trying to squash forehand. You can understand why after having to run 66 metres
I think we
chasing
just had
down.
a time violation there. Nadal completely ignored the umpire, even though
30.
you obviously heard it. 41 seconds there between points. Guess Ali Neely's got to call it.
Rafael just asking the umpire if I can go and towel off because I fell over. I don't want to get a time violation. He's pretty determined. He'll roll to the ball if necessary.
There was no slippage or anything there, was there? It was just a... I don't know what that was.
Such a fine line as far as movement goes, and Gulbis just
14 feet.
slowed down a fraction after that really physical point.
This is when all those 400s that you did on the track in the off-season start to pay dividends.
Gulbis he's made some adjustments. He wants it badly this year. He's tweaked his diet. He's given up sweets now. A couple of other vices.
Missed the Australian Open this year as well to work a lot harder on the physical side of his game. His
Nadal leads Sparkins.
coach try and encourage charge. Big push here, tail end of the set. It's a given though, isn't it?
Love 50. 15-30.
Such intelligent tennis from Nadal.
15-4.
Bringing the margins in, refusing to miss. Nadal on a bit of a tear now. He's won 15 of the last 18 points to bring up set point.
Gulbis was a tough guy to put away, I tell you, in Delray Beach. Query had him double break in the third, 4-love. Then Haas had him 5-all in the third, love 40. And then Roger Vasselin serving for the first set point. Gulbis. Guy's got 9 lives.
Deuce.
Whatsoever on that drop shot.
That's what Nadal's speed does to you, though, Robbie. You try and rush the shot and try and get it lower than what it should be because you're trying to finish the point.
Another set point for Nadal. You suggested Ash, not easy to put this guy away. Got out of jail a lot in last week or so. The matches that he's played, as you mentioned, saving set points, being down big margins. On in here, this Gulbis. Not ready to let go of the set just yet.
Nadal leads 5 games.
When we come back, Nadal will have to serve this one out. 5-4. Nadal will try and serve out the second set.
Love it.
Intensity and the footwork, such purpose. Nadal thought that shot might be out, but wasn't prepared to gamble. Felt like he was still well in charge of the point. Was bossing it. Was going to win it eventually anyway. And boys from Hawkeye tell me that it was indeed in 7 mils to be precise. What you asked for a little earlier, Ashley, and you're finally getting some of it.
Getting some of it.
30,
Not
50.
as much as I'd like. But what I do like about Rafa is he's doing everything possible to hit forehands in these key moments. The footwork has stepped up, the intensity, movement, racket head acceleration.
2 points away.
And even if it's just 1 or 2 shots to the Gulbis forehand, it then makes it a lot easier for Rafa to go back to the backhand corner. There's more court to hit into.
Set point number 4 for the Spaniard. That'll do it.
Second set, Nadal.
As far as the second set is
6-6
concerned,
one side.
the same scoreline as what Gulbis was able to win the first. Took 50 minutes, but Nadal has finally won it. 6-4. Ashley Fisher with the numbers.
Gulbis is headed to the bathroom, and we'll take this opportunity to look at how Rafa Nadal did it. Good first serve percentage, 63%, and he had a lot of success on the first serve, 84, whereas Gulbis, he was untouchable on the opening set of the first serve, not nearly as much success. That's why he got broken 3 times, particularly the second serve, just winning 33% of the time. But the real issue was the forehand unforced errors for Ernests Gulbis. As we've been suggesting, that's the shot that will break down, and it did break down. 11 errors off that wing. Nadal making a few little adjustments that are paying dividends.
sets, Gulbis to serve.
Final set underway. I'm Sam Gore, filling in for Robbie Koenig. Ashley Fisher and I will take you through this final set. Good start for Gulbis. Didn't freak out after dropping that set. No racket smashes, no temper tantrums like he did when he didn't like the way he was playing the other day in his last match.
Gulbis steers the ship. Good hold to open the third set. And one thing that Nadal's doing well is he's playing to his strengths. He's got one of the biggest forehands on the ATP World Tour. He's doing a good job using his feet to get around and hit forehands 2 out of every 3 shots. He's a tough player to find his backhand. So for Gulbis, he needs to go to the rougher forehand and then go to the backhand. You have to open it up. If he's able to do that, then he might get more of an even distribution.
So is Federer chuckling to himself somewhere right now? This guy's going so late.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends how Federer feels, because he didn't look 100%
yeah, his back,
physically.
He was so stiff. Is looking a lot more comfortable right now.
30.
30 all on Nadal's serve.
30 all.
This is a great fight between these two. This is just the 4th match of the day on this court, and we started at 11 a.m.
That's the ball Rafael really needs to be wary of. That was begging to be hit, and Gulbis knows it. He's having words with his box. That was a real tight-looking point from the former world number 1, Nadal.
Great hustle by Gulbis, but Nadal just too tough. That was a good game for him to get through. Gulbis was threatening.
One game.
And you said it well, Sam. Phenomenal hustle. Regardless of the outcome of this set, Gulbis can be super proud of the way he's competed. And Gulbis has just got a code violation.
Coaching.
For coaching.
The line umpire heard and caught him.
Gunther Bresnik, every time we've looked at him, he's been stone-faced. Must have said something. And Ali Neely gave him a warning. Nadal's coming up for an exclamation.
I don't know what are you doing here, because you are not doing no
It's
one over
Nadal that
just you are waiting
got
for
the code.
25 seconds, and now they are just supporting me, and you are calling me. The line umpire understands the Spanish or not? He does. Yeah. He does. So let me know what he told me, please.
Nadal, you're right. It was on Nadal, and Nadal said, "Okay, tell me what he said in Spanish."
You can't stop play like this. Rafa shouldn't be able to get away with this.
To the back.
He's not going to win the argument.
You're going to excuse after the match.
Recording this. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, but you're doing something here or not?
My job.
So it's Nadal who gets the warning for coaching. And that's the linesman that says he heard the coaching and apparently said whatever it was.
15
ball stands, Gulbis hammers home an ace.
That's the culprit, allegedly.
The culprit.
Probably said, "What time are we playing golf tomorrow, Rafa?"
Hurry up, we have a morning tea time.
He's got to make Gulbis passing off the forehand wing.
30.
And there's open court there. Gulbis took 3 steps to hit his favourite shot. That's an indication that Rafa, the biggest thing I've noticed is his net play has just not been up to scratch today. He's usually very efficient around the net.
Just 6 of 13 from the net.
Yeah, I haven't seen Nadal with those numbers ever.
Good hold from Gulbis. No breaks through 3 games. They're in the final set. The winner gets Federer tomorrow night, right here.
You understand his language? Sorry? You understand the language of the
I don't know.
tennis garden. Under the shade structure here in the tennis garden village. We have a bar right over my shoulder, restaurants all around, and there you see the tennis garden village stage where you can catch tennis talk every afternoon at 12:30 and nightly entertainment with live music.
And do you know that I am talking with my coach in Catalan, not in Spanish?
Sorry?
Do you know that I am talking with my coach in Catalan, not in Spanish?
No, I don't.
So
I just go based on what you
yeah, but he has to know that I am not talking in Spanish, so maybe he's wrong, you know? What can he understand? What they are talking to me, and if I am talking in Catalan and he doesn't understand Catalan.
Maybe understand. If he tells me your coach is telling you to play in the back, and I have to give you a warning.
The ball goes inside in the middle of the line, you don't have to do it.
We haven't had a ball in the middle of the line that I didn't know
Above the pro shop.
Sorry.
Nadal continued to have a discussion with umpire on that changeover. Said he wasn't even speaking in Spanish. He was speaking in a version of Spanish. They speak in Mallorca. Gulbis is starting to have some success here. Nadal's over-topping, hitting off his back foot. He's out of position.
And during the changeover, there was a heated discussion between Nadal and the umpire. It all sort of came out what had happened. And apparently the alleged coaching was instruction for Rafa to play the Gulbis backhand. Which I don't agree with, but that's a new point. But Nadal's argument was that we weren't speaking Spanish, we were speaking Catalan, and he said there's the linesman speak Catalan, and the umpire said, I assume so. I don't know what you expect me to do, Rafa, when he tells me that you said something. I have to give you a warning.
Game point Nadal, he avoids the break point. Great accuracy with that forehand from Gulbis.
Advantage Canada.
Temperamental Rafael Nadal.
Leading? Oh, there's nothing. Let's play. I mean, I've already called the trainer. So it's fine.
Okay, so after this game.
Okay, maybe Gulbis has a little cut on his hand. Ali Neely, he's pretty direct with these guys. He's tough on them, isn't he? Just said, well, if it's nothing, keep playing.
Where you have to be. Players respect consistency and strength.
It's going to be a break point for Gulbis. Gulbis has converted 2 of 3 times in this match. Excellent conversion rate. Good first serve. Gulbis would like to go back to that break point. Do this over again.
And that's a fatigue-looking shot. I'm not suggesting that Gulbis is fatigued. He's in phenomenal shape right now, but he did not step into the court to meet that ball, something that he's been doing so efficiently off the backhand side.
So Nadal gets through the break point, holds serve, 2-all. Just drifts wide as it rolls over the tape.
Ernests, to be World Tour physio from Australia, waiting in the wings. Mohamed Bayani, Lars Graf. Lars Graf's son, his birthday yesterday. Big celebrations. Good close from Gulbis. Just simple racket work, just getting the racket out and using his feet to cut off the ball. Not a lot of swing, getting power from forward momentum from his legs.
Nice shot from Gulbis.
14-15.
We've seen so much of this forehand, Sam, you and I, from Delray Beach and this event, and although it is a little technically strange, one thing he does is he really commits to it. He swings hard, he swings quickly, accelerates, he never guides it. So he doesn't feel like it's technically flawed. He's bought into it. It's paying dividends.
Just the Gulbis camp again. Gunther Bresnik, his coach in the hat. Gulbis hangs on.
New ball.
Just 6 total points separate these two. It has been so close.
The experience that it can be very often like never before. Enter our online sweepstakes for daily prize giveaways.
Gulbis going to get his hand bandaged.
The 2014 Very Rock Experience featuring 2 box seats for 7 seconds. 3 nights accommodation at an Indian Wells lunch.
It's a self-inflicted wound. Seen something similar. Mikhail Yuzhny headbutting his racket a few years ago and drawing blood. Must be a Russian, Eastern European.
That'll hurt tonight when he's sleeping.
Challenges to be met. The Yankee Parrot Group, we understand it takes everyone to make the world forward. So let's keep trying, let's keep dreaming, let's keep reaching. The Yankee Parrot, the bank for a changing world.
Back here inside Stadium 1. This is technically a day match, and it's 10 after 9 in the evening. As part of the day session, first 2 matches. Actually, all the matches have gone long. Anderson, Simone, Kvitova, Kirilenko, Wawrinka, Federer. Two, 3. Return from Gulbis. Rip that.
15.
that's the way to play Nadal. You need to play shorter points, and one way to do that is to attack second serves. Rafa just 84 miles an hour, and the second's pretty predictable on the outside. Goes out wide vast majority of the time. And one of the reasons why Gulbis is such a good player is he does the basics well. He serves well and returns well. That was a slight adjustment from Rafa. It went into the body, so Gulbis didn't have as much angle. That's why he pulled it wide.
Nadal in another tight spot.
And because Rafa's looking to hit forehands, after every serve he skips to his right, wants to hit forehands. And really smart return from Gulbis, going into the forehand. And even if it doesn't create an error, like we just saw, it opens up so much court to find Rafa's backhand off the next ball.
He's been so clutch at 30 all.
14-30.
Gulbis is going to challenge it. It was a late call. Ball had gone through the court before the out call came. Let's see if it's the correct call. No. 40-30. It's a big game here. Nadal serving from behind. He's faced one break point already. That's too good.
Well, beyond it just being a phenomenal shot, it's effective because Nadal has been very patent going to the Gulbis backhand. You can see Gulbis well over in the backhand corner looking for that backhand, and rightly so. That's where Rafa's been targeting the majority of his balls. And you said Rafa's been pressed a lot on his serve. He's been taking a 30 all 10 times and has held 8 out of those 10.
Yeah, it's been clutch from 30 all. Nadal holds. And we've reached the midway point here in this final set.
3 against all.
This match promised a lot. Been a nice story.
Thank you, please.
This Gulbis run, and
The Rafa Nadal comeback, and it has delivered everything it promised to be and more.
Please.
Gulbis set that up nicely.
15 love.
It's just a mentally more mature player, Gulbis. He still looks like he's going to get upset, but he recomposes himself.
Yeah, he's kept it together. There have been moments where he starts to revert to his own ways and he catches himself.
And that's the thing. You can get upset about a point, an incident, but it's the carryover effect that when you snap and then you lose the next 4 points. That's the problem. It's okay if you can just isolate it, get it all out, react to the one bad shot, and then move on.
Just snuck over the net. Gulbis was ready for it.
That's
40-50.
You see what Nadal's trying to do. He wants to hit a forehand. He's trying to be aggressive, but just misjudged it. That's sort of unacceptable that he hit that court return in a big point in the third set for second serve. That's a good pattern. By going to the Gulbis forehand, not only is Nadal finding the weaker wing, but then he's able to open up some court and go to what is his favourite pattern. That shot. In the first set, he was just hitting every ball over. Then Gulbis didn't have to move. He was hitting the shot he wanted to hit, the backhand, without having to move at all. Rafa wants a physical contest. Not too many guys can outwork Nadal once it becomes a matter of physical conditioning.
Retrieve that. Gulbis holds. More and more pressure building.
In the tennis garden village next to the shade structure. Spin the wheel to win a full pair of binoculars or get a big discount on one of these fantastic watches. Be sure to take away that the Precisionist chronograph is the world's most accurate watch with a continuously sweeping second hand. Bulova will help the punctual fan get where they need to go on time. Bulova, the official timekeeper of the BNP Paribas.
A great match. Gulbis and Nadal. So little to differentiate the two.
Tie.
Neither man's been able to maintain momentum in this match.
Law 15.
Off his favourite pattern, T-serve and then forehand cross-court. Serving one Nadal, US Open. For so many players looking left, looking wide.
Final set.
4 against 0.
Gulbis has served well. You need to serve well if you are going to beat Nadal, and Gulbis has served pretty consistently throughout this match. He's at 72%. He's only lost 14 points off the first serve, only 3 in this final set.
Touch.
Well, this match may well come down to nerves. Who has more courage? Wow. See a guy on a 13-match win streak hit a first serve over the baseline very often.
He double faulted.
30-50.
It's been a fun ride for Team Gulbis.
such a real tight-knit group. Tennis is an individual sport, but it's nice when you have a lot of people all behind you, all working towards one thing. Just hasn't been as sharp with the volley. He just didn't get close enough, and as a result, that ball dropped on him a little bit. Still a phenomenal get and a phenomenal shot from Gulbis. But that's a point where typically you won't get a look at a pass. Nadal's accustomed to getting close to the net and then just knocking that ball off short. You can see the lack of confidence revealed itself in Nadal's inability to really close and explode to the ball.
Gulbis was peppering the Nadal backhand.
Nadal's got to do a better job of attacking this second serve, at least not putting it short so Gulbis can attack. Really enjoy watching their tournament. Larry Ellison is a Nadal fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
These guys just won't let up. I mean, this is great stuff. High quality tennis. So much intensity. Who's going to crack first?
That's an indication that Gulbis has been the aggressor, and usually you'd say, well, it's Gulbis' match to lose. So if he's making the play like that, but Rafael Nadal is the variable.
35 unforced errors. Gulbis is one game away from the quarters. Nadal must hold to stay in the tournament.
Gulbis leads 5-6.
Another pressure-packed moment about to come your way. As Nadal tries to deal with adversity. This is all part of the return of Nadal, learning to manage these moments. Serving from behind and has to hold to stay alive. These guys have just been so rock solid in this third set.
Well, you've certainly seen that sequence of play over and over again. The tee serve and then the Nadal forehand cross court. It's a sort of stage in the match where Gulbis has to take away Nadal's favorite pattern.
It's good.
15.
It's also the stage of the match where Rafa needs to be hitting forehands off every single ball that he can. He's got to just dance around, get the feet moving, and look to utilize his favorite shot. If you're Gulbis as well, you can say Rafa hasn't been hitting that shot very often, and he just missed it, so he doesn't have a lot of confidence, so can really gamble and look for backhands anytime Nadal hits the forehand.
Thank you, please.
You can also, despite the fact that Rafa served an ace up the tee last game, you can start looking left. This is what Nadal does in key moments. He's pretty stubborn as far as going out wide. And if he beats you up the tee, at least he's beaten you with his least favourite serve. That's what these moments are about, putting your strength against your opponent's weaknesses. He missed it. He went for it, missed it. Good chance he's going to slide this wide to the Gulbis backhand.
Second serve has not been strong for Nadal.
This one got away with one in the middle of that corner, complete shank.
30 on.
Gulbis could have stepped in and taking control of the point. It's easier said than done, right?
Here we go, 30 all again. He's just been clutch at 30 all, hasn't he?
40-30.
And this is what you miss about playing tennis if you're Rafa Nadal. These crucial moments, the heart pounding, coming through a match like this reminds you all the rehab, all the hard work is worthwhile.
More work to do. Once again, Gulbis 2 points from the match.
ball might have clipped the tape. A good approach. This ball here.
Yeah.
Just clips the tape. A little unfortunate for Gulbis, but he wasn't close enough to the net. Got to be on top of the net, and that makes it harder for Nadal to get the ball by you.
Game point instead of match point down.
That's another challenging the call.
Nadal immediately challenging. Yeah, that was out. And he's going to hold serve as a result. We're going to see the Emirates line challenge. From even here, that was clearly out.
Game Nadal. 5 games off.
5-all.
It's nice, Sam, when you circle a match, you build it up in your mind, the media builds it up, and then not only does it deliver, but it delivers with interest. In this match, it's just been phenomenal tennis. Close to 2.5 hours and counting.
Every match on this court today has gone to a final set. Anderson beat Simone in 3 sets. Kirilenko upset Kvitova in 3. Federer beat Wawrinka in 3. And now this is the latest, and it's still technically the day session. Inspired backhand from Nadal.
A little less on it than Gulbis typically brings on a second, and Rafa sensed the move. He either sensed it or he saw it, but he knew that he had to be a little more aggressive with that return, and he was.
Champion. Look at Nadal dig in.
Well, inside out forehand set it up. And no hesitation there. Nadal fully committing to those forehands with his legs, with his arms, with his racket head acceleration.
Thank you, Blazer.
He willed himself to that point, and it's break point. Nadal's tenacity and fight are rewarded. Our only break of the set, and he'll serve for the match.
Nadal leads 6 games to 5.
has gone into the Rafael Nadal return. It's all coming to fruition here. He is serving for a place in the quarterfinals to play his longtime arch rival Roger Federer tomorrow.
Love seeing how Nadal stepped up in that last return game. It was as if a switch flipped, and he just said, "I've had enough. It's time to break."
A little bit now from the Gulbis forehand. When you look at the stats there, they're not misleading because you don't see that many errors off the forehand side, but Nadal hasn't had nearly as many opportunities. He's hit twice as many backhands in this match. Pretty well, considering the work that Rafa gets on the ball. The Gulbis forehand. It's been an amazing run from the Latvian. He has reinvented himself. It looks like it's about to come to an end.
Triple match point.
Like Gulbis hit a left-handed backhand to stay alive. And the fan with a premature celebration.
Just gotta love Nadal's hate to lose, refuse to lose attitude. Out. One more match point remains. A shank and a double fault.
I don't think that Rafael Nadal is above getting tight. His heart is pounding right now.
This crowd doing their best to spur him on.
Sets to 1, 4-6, 6-4, 7-5.
So we will get Rafa and Roger tomorrow night.
What a match from the former world number one.
Nadal guts it out. He refused to lose and wins 4-6, 6-4, 7-5. 2 hours and 32 minutes. And Gulbis' 13-match win streak comes to an end, but I think it's safe to say Gulbis belongs at the top of the game right now.
Yeah, no question. Larry Ellison knows that. Ernests Gulbis knows that, and now Rafa Nadal knows it.
That was a good match.
Yeah, it's what you like to see. Points were won more than lost. The highest quality of tennis from Rafa Nadal. And what a match. tomorrow's quarterfinal will be where we see another chapter in the Rafa Nadal versus Roger Federer rivalry.
Well, again, that was the end of the day session. So, unfortunately for them, they're having the day session folks exit.
And they don't want to leave.
No, they don't want to leave their seats, but the night session people have tickets for the same seat. So it's a difficult moment here for the tournament. It's 9:49 at night. The night session was supposed to begin at 7 p.m. But we haven't had a straight set match, and there were 4 day session matches scheduled. So about 3 hours behind schedule.
It's all smiles for Nadal, relief on his face, and this is how he was able to do it. Both players really served well, 67%. Gulbis did a nice job defending his first serve. So did Nadal, 76-75. Gulbis was dictating the play. 40 winners, but 40 unforced errors. Whereas Nadal was a little more passive, just 22 winners, 28 unforced errors. Rafa not having nearly as much success as we've seen him at the net. That's one part of his game that he will have to address and touch up. And in the end, Nadal was able to generate 8 break points, and he broke just once more than Ernests Gulbis, his opponent, and that's why Rafa Nadal will play Roger Federer tomorrow.